Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. I want to talk about the Boston Marathon bombing in review, especially now that the trial is coming up for the younger brother. I want to show you the numerological hoax that can be seen in addition to what was already seen with our eyes. Let's go back and watch the original footage, Truth Seeker. Before I show you this footage, I want to remind you that this finish line was truly at the address of 666 Boylston Street. And the bombing happened precisely at 2:49 p.m. their time. Another way to say that time is 11 minutes till 3. 113, this number we keep seeing coded. And then to boot, we have the 666 finish line. Also, notice how this bombing happened late in the race. Many people had already finished, so it's not as active. And then let's just pay attention to what happens when the bombs explode. You will notice that only one person falls down. He was in an interview. It turns out this man actually lives in just south of Seattle, Washington. The man that's going to fall down in the street, the only person to fall. But also notice that none of this stuff out here gets destroyed. Notice no flags are damaged. You know, if there's these massive explosions that supposedly ripped off people's legs, we should see some destruction close by as well, True Seeker. So anyway, we'll watch it, see it play out. I mean, look at where that explosion went. It's upwards. The white smoke is straight up. This bomb is said to have taken out people's legs. The second bomb went off. If you haven't seen it already, I did a post on Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy, and the foretelling of this event in an episode that debuted on March. Oh, what was it? It was a date with 33 numerology. March 12th, 2013. Or, excuse me, that's not right. But anyway, it debuted just weeks before this bombing on a date with 33 numerology. And if you've seen my post on Family Guy, everything from Seth MacFarlane to the release date of the show is all this same numerological coding. So in other words, the way they're able to code this stuff into the cartoons before it happens is because the same people who are making these cartoons are the same people who are bringing us these hoaxes. All right, let's continue.
Fucked up over here. Hey, there's gotta be people hurt up.
Do you notice how in the background, True Seeker, can all hear all this metal? This is them recreating, or I should say, creating the scene under the cover of smoke. Remember, this scene was supposed to be, when the mainstream media first reported this, they said there were limbs in the streets of Boston, that you could truly see people's limbs blowing into the streets. Those are what the original headlines said. Unfortunately, I didn't have a blog back then. I wish I did. I wish I had those headlines documented, but I remember them as clear as yesterday. Limbs in the streets of Boston. Well, so far in these images, we haven't seen anybody hurt.
We've had an attack. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, Truth Seeker, the bomb is said to have hit the ground and blown off people's legs. We were just showing a second-story apartment window blowing out. That's not the ground. That's not where people's legs are.
Oh my God.
This man right here, the Cowboy Truth Seeker, videos have been done on him. If you're not aware, he is also a protester of the wars. Not exactly a message I'm against, but again, if you've seen my post on Cindy Sheehan, I've exposed how she is an agent of these people, and for this gentleman, it's much the same. I'm talking about this guy right here, the cowboy. There's a long interview with him on YouTube, and you can just see how he is lying frantically. This guy is said to be the hero. He's said to have saved a lot of victims. He's said to have applied pressure to a person who had their leg blown off, and had he not done that, they would have died. Well, look at him right now. I mean, they're tearing down the fence. He's staring over here. He's got his elbow up on here. He's even, he's even relaxing the elbow. And, I don't see him applying any pressure to anyone with their legs blown off. I think this guy's name's Carlos Arredondo. I have a post on him as well, Truth Seeker. It's on my blog. I'll link it in the comments. Think about this, True Seeker. Supposedly people have their legs blown off and are bleeding out, and it seems like the majority of the first responders are just standing around, pulling apart fences. I mean, able-bodied males could just jump this fence in a second. Same with women, not to exclude. It's hoaxalicious. Alright, well that's enough of that video. So just with our own eyes, back when this happened, I had no idea about gematria. I didn't know that much about numerology. It's just been witnessing more and more of these events and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So check this out, Truth Seeker. The Boston Marathon bombing happened on 4/15/13, April 15th. That date has a numerology of 32, like the word America, like the abbreviation UK, like the numerology of the date of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. That date has a numerology of 32 if you add it digit for digit. Also, this date in history is the date Abraham Lincoln died. And if you look at history, it's said that Abraham Lincoln died at 7:22 in the morning. He died at 7:22 after being shot late on April 14th, just like how the Titanic began to sink late April 14th and fully submerged April 15th. I don't think it was at 7:22 a.m., but don't quote me on it. So anyhow, this man right here, remember Abraham Lincoln died at 7:22? His birthday is July 22nd. And so often, Truth Seeker, I talk about how they code 33 into these hoaxes. Remember, the event happened at 11 till 3. Excuse me. His birthday is 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3. This date, 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 9 is 21, plus 9 is 30, plus 3 is 33. He's born on a date with a life number of 33, and he's also born in the year 93. Recall, Thelema is the occult religion that worships the number 93. Think of Flight 93 of 33 passengers on 9/11. Think of the 93 World Trade Center bombings. Again, Truth Seeker, the flip of that number is 39. Only New York and Arizona have gematria of 39. Making matters more interesting, I've done a typo here. That's not true to Truth Seeker. This is the true gematria of his name. 46 for Dozkar, 28 for Sarnav. His name in Pythagorean gematria sums to 74. He has the life number of 33. Recall Jesus was crucified at 33. Jesus equals 74. Cross equals 74. He was crucified at the age of 33. Of the 50 states, only one has a gematria of 74. It's Oregon. Oregon is the 33rd state, abbreviated OR, which is 15 plus 18 equals 33, Truth Seeker. Muhammad in the Quran equals 74. Jewish equals 74. Messiah equals 74. Pinnacle equals 74. The English translation of Jesus is Joshua. Joshua equals 74. Yeshua equals 74. Just through and through, Truth Seeker. His brother, who was supposedly shot to death shortly after the bombing, his name also has very curious gematria. Tamerlan sums to 84, like United States of America, like Arizona. This name of his, Onzorovich, sums to 77, like the American meridian, like the phrase Knights of Templar. The Pentagon sits on the 77th meridian and is 77 feet tall. The word Christ equals 77. Truth Seeker. The same numbers over and over. Here's another shot of this scene, what we were just trying to look at, the one they got for the media once they had all the fake blood down. Cowboy man's putting his hat on here, getting ready to go. Got the U.S. flag here, untouched in the background. Looks like everyone's legs are intact, though. You know? People magazine did an article with, I think, 30 different women who lost their legs. Something like that. Where are they at? Shouldn't they be right here? It's bad times, Truth Seeker. Here's the boy going on trial on the cover of Rolling Stone. He looks like Jim Morrison. All part of the hoax. All these magazines are part of the hoax. Rolling Stone is part of the hoax. This isn't the only example. So, if you've been following the story, you know that what happened at the Boston Marathon bombing was a drill that went live and then they reported as a real event. Planned drill for the police and fire and first responders, and then they hoax us by telling us it was real and blaming it on these two brothers who knows who they really are. Maybe they're children of people who work for the CIA or Mossad or some other related government agency, you know? They volunteer their children for this or something like that, and they're paid a substantial sum of money. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, Truth Seeker. I'm trying to put it all together too, but it's obvious we're being hoaxed, and it's well organized. So check this out. The day after the Boston Marathon bombing, on April 16th, 2013, there was a drill involving Bank of America Stadium simulating an act of terrorism at a full-capacity football game, NFL football game. When I first read about this, I also thought about how well Bank of America was placed in the background of this man's interview when he was on TV. I just remember that, just seeing how the Bank of America was back there. And Bank of America, they're a major sponsor of the NFL. And these drills, Truth Seeker, so often our government does the drill before they do the hoax, or they do it simultaneously. And this drill was practiced at about the same time as the Boston Marathon bombing. So where am I going with this? I'm saying think about how events are lining up. This happened back in 2013. We're now almost 2 full years later, and what major event is coming up in history? The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. And one of the teams in the running for the Super Bowl right now is the Carolina Panthers, who play at that same Bank of America stadium. It's hard to imagine them having any home games in the playoffs. But still, the team's involved. And I'll let you know, Truth Seeker, a fellow Truth Seeker sent me an email before the playoffs began, and they said in their number crunching and applying what they knew about astrology, they saw big things for the Carolina Panthers. And for me at the time, it just seemed like too much, but perhaps this person was right. So maybe there's something more here with Bank of America Stadium and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers will be in Seattle this weekend, playing on Saturday. Also, from this same year, just prior to the Boston Marathon bombing, it was in the mainstream media that there was a plot for terrorists to attack a Bank of America in California with the hope of starting a civil war in the United States. It sounded super far-fetched at the time. It still sounds far-fetched. But here again, it's Bank of America. And if you've never noticed, Truth Seeker, Bank of America's symbol is made up of 3 11s. 11, 11, 11. The word banker in gematria equals 33. And here's their symbolism right out in front. 11, 11, 11. Coded in the flag, the numerology for the date the U.S. flag was established is also 33. Just like Germany, just like so many other Freemason nations. And of course, Truth Seeker, I want to bring this all back to Obama. Recall, we made the 722 connection with his birthday. He's born July 22nd. And Lincoln died at 722 on April 15th, the day he's accused of bombing the marathon with the 666 finish line. Okay, so the date that Abraham Lincoln died could be written as 4/15/65. He died April 15th, 65. 4 plus 15 plus 65, Truth Seeker, is 84. Like the phrase United States of America. Like the Sarnav brothers' first name. And also like Barack Obama's birthday. He's born August 4th. Truth Seeker, all this stuff connects like a web. They're all prepping all of these events are a sequence, leading our mind to the next piece of the puzzle that they will put before us. This puzzle includes 9/11, Gulf oil spills, train bombings, and so much more, including marathon bombings. So, True Seeker, just want to give you this update and details, remind you about the numerology and gematria surrounding the event, and show you what's really up. All right. Until next time, True Seeker.